We had had a couple of meetings about how we were going to the next set design, all right, and how long it's going to take and all of that, and then, you know, all the logistics and everything and time frames. And Beth and I were on the stage and kind of, you know, what do we do? And I just felt God say, it's Easter, it's a cross. So I said, okay, God, I'm going to build a cross. Okay, what is it going to take? And the first thing was, they didn't have 2x4s or 4x6s or 8x10s or anything like that back then. It must have been a tree. And so I started doing some research, because if I'm going to put a cross on the stage for us to represent what Easter is, it's got to be real. Basically, I started with, it's a pine log, and I drug them down here off of a lot that was being cleared, and then I says, okay, they did not have power tools. They didn't have 2x4s. They didn't have power tools either. So I've got my grandpa's chisels, hammers, hand saws, and I went to work. And it was a matter of getting the handsaw out, getting the chisels out, knocking all of the bark off, taking a hand wire brush and cleaning them up, and taking a chisel where there were knots and branches and smoothing that all out with the chisel, and then taking the chisel and cutting the groove for the cross member to fit in, and then taking the cross member and see, they didn't have bolts and lag bolts and all of that kind of stuff. So it is tied on with a rope, and there's a very specific way that's tied on. And so that had been the process. But what really, as I was pulling the logs out, really struck me is that I'm taking the logs for a cross from a cleared lot. The cross is a symbol for us of our lives being cleared of the rubbish and the overgrowth and all of that kind of stuff. And that's what really struck me as I worked to get these logs out of the pile to bring down here. It's been a very spiritual time of communicating, and it was just a closeness that I felt. And yes, Lord, okay, do I need to take a little bit more off of the here? How, just, you know, they attached it this way, but, you know, I really can't do that, but how should I do it? There's a lot of those kind of conversations, but as a spiritual time, it was just, in a way, a pause, a reflection, anticipation, praise, drawing close to Jesus through this, and understanding what the cross really stands for.